great genie, and your conscious mind is a lad. It formulates the intention of what you choose for your life. Whatever you put out there consistently, and you think, feel, and act upon it, it's coming to you.
So now that you get kind of a general idea of how this works, let me kind of give you some examples. I know, isn't it though? I love The Secret. It's my favorite. Absolutely my favorite. One of the things that happened to me here recently, I was just sitting there. You guys know Jimmy, right? You guys know Jimmy? Give him a round of applause. This is Jimmy.
Everybody.
Okay. Jimmy's kind of my inspiration. Jimmy will come up with some nuggets every now and then that he will tell me, and I'll try them, because I always try what Jimmy says. And one day he says to me, you know, I put this mantra all over my house. I put it in my car, and I put it in my office, and I put it in my apartment, and I put it all over the mirrors of my bathroom, and I gave it to everybody I know and the whole thing. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I usually am a doubter when it comes to things that Jimmy says, but I always end up trying. So this particular day, he tells me about this mantra, and I thought, I'll give it a shot, whatever. And I put this mantra up in my bathroom, and in my bedroom, and in my car, and I put it everywhere I go, and everything I see, it's right in front of me. It's in my office, it's on my desk, it's on my computer, the whole thing. So I put this, and I'm going to pass this out to you too. There's enough copies where you guys can actually cut them and put them where you want. But I put this in every place that I could possibly see in my life, and I committed myself to actually reading it every single time I look at it. It's not one of those invisible things where I look at it and forget it's there. I actually make a conscious effort to actually look at it. And I put it up in my surroundings, and it was probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon one day. And I went home, and when I got home and I had put everything up, I went down about 2 hours later and checked the mail. On my way home, I had bought a couple scratch-off tickets. I won the scratch-off tickets, and I also got a $260 check from the Illinois Department of Treasury that I wasn't expecting. So that little silly mantra, that actually is powerful. When you start putting things into words, when you start creating what your vision is in life, when you start being thankful for the things that you already have, that maybe you don't have, but your mind is saying, thank you very much for the abundance that I have. I'm thankful for what I've got coming to me. I'm thankful for the abundance that's coming up in my life. These are the types of things that will keep these things coming in your direction as well. So keep that and put it all over your life and see if it works out for you too. I want you guys to do a little exercise. I put some blank paper on your areas here. So take one sheet of blank paper, and I want you to put a big circle. Make it super big, okay? And you're going to put a circle there. You guys got pens? Got your paper? Good job, Dean. That's a fabulous circle. Inside the circle, what I want you to do, this you can do like every year if you want, or you can do it every 6 months. You can do it for your life, you can do it for your relationships, you can do it for your business. You can do it for whatever you want. But for right now, for purposes of today's exercise, I want you to just use your business in your mind, okay? Think about your business, and I want you to put words inside the circle of everything that you want. So whether it's wealth, prosperity, you want to have positive, you want to have abundance, you want to have anything that you want to have through your business, great relationships, tons of customers, whatever it is that you want to put in there. Jot down some things inside of the circle. Don't let it spread outside of those lines. But just write as many things as you can think of that you want. And give it a time frame, maybe like in the next year. Think in your head, what do I want the next year? Visualize what your next year is going to be like. You wake up in the morning, you take your shower, what does your bathroom look like? Drive your car into the office, what does your car look like? Get to the office. Who's at the office with you? What are your customers like? What's your daily life going to be like when you have everything you want? Just take a couple minutes and jot those things down. And as you're doing that, think about the things that you absolutely will no longer tolerate in your life, and those go outside of the circle. They can be acne, they can be pets not housebroken, they can be negative people, they can be debt. So I had a little experience with this circle thing. About 10 years ago, one of my girlfriends had said, you need to really visualize, you need to put a vision board together, and I wasn't quite prepared yet in my head to have that kind of an epiphany. So she says, just sit with me and do this circle. So I said, all right. So I sat there and I did the circle. And in that particular instance, I was looking for a better relationship. I wanted to be in love and I wanted to have a boyfriend at the time. So what I did was I put in the circle all the things that I wanted, and I put on the outside of the circle all the things that I didn't. And then I put the little circle into my nightstand drawer. And it was a little crumpled, and about 6 months later, I decided to clean up my room, and I was organizing, and I was going through all my things and papers, and you know how things just kind of build up in a drawer. So I was doing that, and about 6 months later, I found the circle, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Some things are already happening here. About a year later, I found it again, and I was married to the guy that if I would have looked at that circle, every single thing inside that circle is what he was, every single thing on the outside is what he wasn't. And it was kind of weird. Miraculously, all the negative stuff that I didn't want exited my life. And miraculously, all the things I wanted just sort of entered. So you guys can do that as often as you want. You can renew your circle. You can put it somewhere that you see all the time, or don't. Put it somewhere in a drawer and lose it for a bit. And then go back and look at it. You'll be pretty amazed. Anybody ever done anything like that? Yeah? How did it work out for you?
My wife is a coach.
She's a coach?
She's a
How did
coach.
that work out for you, though, when you did it? Did you find that it actually made a difference writing things down?
Yeah, sometimes because
It's kinda cool.
my wife have much stuff around the house. Everywhere, like I said, like very deep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
True. It's true. That work because
It brings it to you, and you know, something about writing things down makes them real. It just makes things happen. So
it's
if you-
positive thing.
It's positive, absolutely. And what happens is if you get a chance to do a vision board, it's even better. A vision board is like a big poster board, and you get like pictures and download pictures from the internet and pull things out of magazines. If you see a house that you love, put the house on there. If you want, you know, see a family, a couple holding hands in a sunset. You see the car of your dreams. You see the business that you want. Even if you don't know how you're going to get it, it doesn't matter. You need to write it down and see it. Okay? So, at any rate, that's my little circle thing for you. You guys can just fill it out as you wish or do it later or whatever, but you get the idea. And just kind of every now and then, keep in mind that if you put something in there, like let's say inside your circle you want a dream home, and like for me, I put a Barbie dream home. Well, my name is Barbie. So if you guys put a Barbie dream home, you might end up with something from the top. Me personally, I know what I mean with the dream home, but you want to make sure that you're actually kind of focused on what it is you're putting in there and that what you get from the universe. You know, there's no accidents out there. You say that you want something, you're going to end up with it. So just make sure you're very clear on what it is you're looking for, okay? You know, I didn't take a minute to introduce myself. Let me kind of tell you a little bit about me. My name is Barbie, and I work here at Power Team as a success coach, and I'm also a speaker for Power Team. I've been a speaker all my life. I've done it from the time that I was in school. I did a group called DECA, Distributive Education Clubs of America. We traveled and did all kinds of like, we had like competitions and that type of thing. I took second in state when I was in high school, so it kind of started there. Then I went into the Army, traveled the world. Yeah, I wore hiking boots. I wore combat boots. I wore the big rucksacks. I did the 6-mile hikes, ran forever and ever and ever, amen. Got to meet a ton of people, a ton of travel. It was very cool. After the Army, I was a DJ on the radio, and I also was a DJ in clubs, and I had a lot of fun doing that, and it was definitely a fun experience, kind of getting to know people and having a fan club and all the craziness that notoriety brings. And then I got married and had kids. Somewhere along the lines, I ended up being about 300 pounds. And I went to myself in the mirror and just went, what on earth happened to me? And I focused all of my energies, made everything positive in my life. I really put a lot of effort towards becoming healthier. I was able to lose about 170 pounds, and now 7 years later, it's still off. So it can be done. I mean, if you have a goal that you want to achieve in life, you can do it. You just have to believe in it. You have to like put your efforts and focus towards it. You got to be laser focused to achieve the goals that you want. I'm here to tell you it happens. Now I've got the best job in the world. I get to travel around the world. I get to work for one of the greatest business minds in the universe, Bill Walsh. I'll tell you a little bit about him in a bit, but this is one of the coolest things, helping entrepreneurs like yourselves get your businesses off to the next level. Sometimes start them and get them where you want them to be. Help give you guys some coaching as far as how to make the money that you want, to make the success that you want, to create the customer base that you want, and give you the tools and everything to be able to do that. So that's a little bit about me. Question for you. why do you think lotto winners lose their money in the first year? Or pro athletes in the first 4 years? Typically, a pro athlete will go broke within the first 4 years. Why do you think that might happen? Dean?
Only excitement, partying.
Okay. So they're distracted?
Yeah.
Okay, could be, could be. Time management goals, okay, all right. What else? Their what? Their money blueprint, right? Yeah, that could be failed, that could fail miserably. What else, what do you think?
They don't have a plan.
They don't have a plan. You know what it ends up being actually? When the rubber meets the road and it all comes down to it, they've proven that that their minds are not prepared for the success that they receive. That's it. Bottom line, they didn't know what to do with it when they got their dreams, when their dreams came true.
Yeah, that's true, because sometimes that happened to me last year. I get a will from my grandmother. I never know that money was there for years.
Sure.
And somebody called me from my grandmother's lawyer, say, hey, I have a check for you. Oops. I say, thank you. But
Thank you for
I
that.
have a plan.
Right, right.
I sit and develop and take the money but no, I still have the money because it's true.
You don't know what to
Some
do
people
with
get
it.
crazy. Yeah, they don't know what to do.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of, now that you get your mindset, we've talked about mindset, we're gonna talk about building a team. We're gonna make sure that you guys are laser focused. We're gonna talk about accountability. We're gonna talk about the processes. We talked about processes before, and that's really super important, making sure that you have the systems in place and the ways to be successful. Mindset though is a big one. So, you guys deserve abundance. I think that's really, really something that everybody deserves. You deserve to get what you want out of life. And I think what we'll do now is, Bill Walsh talks about millionaires, delegating everything.